Today I'm going to start with e-tailing. What is the meaning of e-tailing? Anyone has an idea? What is e-tailing? E-tailing is nothing but electronic retailing. We have already done retailing last time. Yes or no? Wholesaling,
Yes, ma'am.
retail. So e-tailing means selling goods in retail on the internet. It is a short form of electronic retailing. It represents business to consumers, that is B2C. Remember, we had done the different types B2C, C2C, right?
Yes.
Yes or no? Then B2G, many types were there of different kinds of retailing which we had learned last year. So generally, the most common one is B2C. What is the meaning of B2C?
Business to consumer.
Correct. Business to consumer. Today we have different kinds of sites like Flipkart, Amazon. So many different kinds of new web brands have come where we can easily go and shop through e-tailing. E-tailing has led to the development of e-tailware. E-tailware is nothing but a software tool. Okay, and this software tool, it helps for creating online catalogs, because with the help of the online catalogs, I can easily order things online. It becomes very easy for me to order things, right? I can see the catalog, make the choice of the product, and good gets ordered in just few minutes. Now, what are the examples? I have just put one or two important ones which are very common, Flipkart and Amazon. Of course, not that only these two brands exist. There are many which exist online, and today e-tailing is one of the most common sources of buying and selling of goods and services. Let's understand the steps of e-tailing. Okay, let's quickly do that. The steps are, the first step we are talking about is visiting the website. Okay, what we do first and foremost, this is very practical. What you actually do, that is what I'm explaining. We log into a website through any mobile phone. It can be a personal computer, laptop. Then what happens, this visit, it helps us to create a selling opportunity, right? When the moment you visit the website, what happens? Don't you get attracted by looking at the first page of the website, whether it's simple, whether it's easy to understand? If it's very complicated, you will automatically close the web browser and try to go on to something else. So the initial step to attract the customer is the look of the website. That's very important. It should be simple, easy, with the arrangement of products, so that the customer becomes familiar and user friendly to easily make his orders. Then comes step number 2. He's now going to choose the product. The list will come, like what are the features, what is the price of the product, the delivery, the time span, what he needs. And nowadays, sitting at home, I think all of us are doing that, right? Just to get simple things like even vegetables and even the house stuff, 10 times we all visit one of the sites to see what is available and what is not. So this is choice of the product. Once that is done, once we finish with the choice of the product, step number 3 is what? If you look at the screen, it says online payment. Okay. So step number 3 is nothing but making an online payment. We are going to make an online payment. Payment can be done with the help of a debit card. It can be done with the help of a credit card. Nowadays, you also have Paytm measures and many other ways in which online payments can be done. Moment the payment is made, what will the e-tailer receive? What happens when you make the payment? Let's practically understand. Anyone? What happens when I make an online payment? What instantly do I get? What do I get, children? Anyone?
OTP.
OTP. Okay, what else? OTP you get to make the payment. I'm asking about what happens after the payment is done.
The amount.
You get a message that
The message.
this amount is deducted from your.
Ma'am, the transactions message comes to you.
Correct. You get the transactions message. So you will get it will be like a voucher with that when the order is placed, what is the amount that you have paid for, when will the delivery take place, right? All those things come in that message. So even they will tell you whether the good is available at the inventory or not, And in some cases, an e-tailer just could create a platform through the website. In fact, there's something called go to the cart. You can even go to the cart and make the list of the items you want to order. Once all this is done, when the transaction actually takes place between the customer and a business firm at this particular stage, when the online payment is done. After that, once it is done, most e-tailers now take the onus of making the delivery. You have to deliver the product to the customer. So it will be wherever in the nearest warehouse where they can easily procure it and disperse it. That obviously is the effort of the e-tailer. He has to take that effort and do it. Once the good gets transferred to the customer, what will the customer do? He can give a feedback that he is happy with the purchase of the item which he has ordered. In e-tailing, there is no shopping, okay, store environment. Therefore, customers' experience during the process of online buying is very important. See, we don't have any shopping environment as such. We are not going to a shop. We are not feeling the things or, trying out things when we are buying them. That kind of a shopping which you feel when you go to a particular shop and buy things, where you can touch and physically use the good and see the sample, that is not there in case of online purchasing. So you obviously, the way the steps go and how quickly you delivered, how you're able to address to the customer's queries, that is very, very important in e-tailing today. If you see the last part, they have told you that late delivery, sometimes even wrong products, damaged products, which are faced by the customers, or there are certain kinds of complaints which customers make. These problems need to be solved properly for the customer, because if you do not do, then obviously in future the customer will not want to make any orders from you. I hope the steps are clear and what is e-tailing is totally clear to each one. Krishna, any reason why you're late today? Krishna, can you hear me?
Ma'am, he's not there.
He's there. He's joined in. I have admitted him. I don't know, because at least in the participant list. Okay, he's still waiting. I thought I joined him in. Okay.
Ma'am, he's connecting to the audio, so he can't hear you.
Okay, fine. I'm going to the next part after this. I hope the steps are clear of e-tailing. Anything to ask here?
No, ma'am.
Great. Then comes, okay, before e-advertising, just remember the merits and demerits you will be reading. It don't need to do too much in details. So I'm just quickly going back, since Krishna is also there. You can see the slide of e-tailing. And till then, I'll just quickly read up and give you one or two advantages and disadvantages. You can have a look at them. In the chapter, the meanings, the definitions are more important. The merits, demerits, you can read. Maximum, they come for the short questions. Really, they do not come for the long questions. But I'll just quickly go over them. E-tailing obviously provides access to customers all over the world, mostly because it's global. In fact, most of the merits are very similar to e-commerce. So not going too much into details. It is easy. It is very expensive. One of your end, some noise is coming. I don't know in whose end, one of them.
Ma'am, it's Krishna.
Krishna, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. You can just put yourself on mute because there's a lot of noise coming at your end. Right. Okay. Then we come to overheads in e-tailing are lower than obviously in brick and mortar stores. What do we mean by brick and mortar stores? Anyone knows? Brick and mortar means basically and a physical store. Okay, when you go to a physical store and visit it, that's called a brick and mortar store. Online store is the kind of websites we are visiting and buying brands of. E-tailer can get valuable insights into the spending habits and the shopping behavior. Customers can shop from their homes very easily. They can buy round the clock working, so 24 hours working. These are all the advantages of e-tailing. Demerits, when we come to, customers do not easily trust a new e-tailing site very quickly, especially if it's not established. Would you like to browse any site and get into it? No, you don't know what is in for you, right? It may be expensive to create and maintain an e-tailing website. E-tailing involves infrastructure costs for order fulfillment, storage of goods. Customers do not get the emotional shopping experience of physical stores. Many customers are accustomed to personal services during shopping. E-tailing does not offer such services. Customers are reluctant to share their personal details. Obviously, they are scared that they are not going to be fraud, no fraud takes place with them. In case the e-tailer becomes insolvent and cannot refund the payment, customer may have no recourse. Sometimes, suppose I have done an online shopping of and spent 12,000 rupees that I'm going somewhere. Now this e-tailer, he doesn't refund the money back to me. I'm stuck up. I don't even know from where I'm going to get the money. So these kind of problems the e-tailer may face. Okay, sorry, the customer may face. Anything else to ask in e-tailing, or can I go to e-advertising, or you want to ask something here? Clear, everyone? Divyata, Muskan, clear? Abni?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So I'm going to e-advertising then. Okay. E-advertising or electronic advertising means sending advertising messages to consumers over the internet. Okay. Very common nowadays that over the internet also we see a lot of ads. When you're watching a simple series, say on Hotstar, or you're, so many things we are doing today, isn't it, on the internet? Every time, say you're learning a new recipe, don't you see advertisements coming in the middle? They become the e-advertisements. Till now, we were only talking about physical advertising, right? Advertising that is done in where? Like through your newspaper or through radio or through the big hoardings. But today, even electronic advertisement is a very, very important, you can say, means over the internet today. People are making a lot of money through e-advertising. Of course, compared to physical advertising, it is cheaper. But yes, it is one of the important advertising messages which consumers get over the internet. Imagine you're watching something very interesting and that suddenly that e-ad comes of 2-3 minutes. What happens? You get irritated, you try to skip the ad, and many times you're not even able to do it, right? It happens that sometimes you have to view that whole advertisement. You don't have a choice. So this is known as online advertising or internet advertising or also web advertising. Now what happens here? Okay, it involves an advertiser who provides advertisements to be displayed on the website and a publisher who integrates the different advertisements on his website. Many ad agencies are there. They prepare an ad copy. How does this happen? It goes through an ad server. Okay, and this ad server will deliver it and it will track your data, that which people are watching what, or which is very popular on the internet, right? They come to know that which sites are popular or where you are visiting the most, and then through the ad server the advertisement is visible to you. In e-advertisement, some very important terms are there, like a cookie or a web banner or a pop-up. What does these mean? Anyone has an idea what's a cookie? How many of you have noticed a cookie whenever you click on any website or you see? Yes. What's a cookie? Anyone? Any idea?
Ma'am, it is like whatever you browse, it is stored in your data.
Correct. Correct. Good. Any idea? Any
Ma'am, sometimes they say that you issue some cookies and then you can enter this site. They say
Yes.
something.
Correct. So cookie, what does it do? It actually stores your data. It stores your information. See, the moment you keep on browsing a website and you're entering into it, the cookie will start storing your information and it will start informing the e-tailers about it. Right? So it's like a connection between you and the person or the site where you are shopping. So your information, what you are storing in, what you're putting in, that cookie kind of, it stores it and it connects it, right? So that
Ma'am,
Yes, tell me, Muskan.
Ma'am, it can be risky also.
It can be risky also. But some of the websites, they will tell you that first you have to press on the cookie and then only you'll be able to enter it. Otherwise, they will not allow you to enter. They have an inbuilt cookies in them. So it is actually, basically, it's a file. You can say in simple words, it's a file that records certain information from the search history. Say, suppose I am a very, a person who's constantly buying from Reliance online. Suppose, let's take like that, or from any other site. What happens? They start, you come under their search history that this person is coming very quickly on the site. So they'll try to get a little more information on you so that they can send you updates and things like that, right? Second is web banner. What is a web banner? Any idea? Okay. This is used to attract potential customers by promoting the company's website through the ad server. So through the ad server, the website will be seen that this particular website is selling this. So when the ads come, within the ad only, the ad is trying to promote a particular website. That's basically a web banner. Okay. And it rolls across the screen in flashes. As I said, you're watching something, the website will constantly come in the middle. So you know that, okay, this is this particular website I can go to, and you know, this particular product would be available there. That is the function of the web banner. What is a pop-up?
Like it is a small box that comes out from nowhere.
Correct. It suddenly pops up. So it's a pop-up advertisement that you did not even expect it. Suddenly one pop-up.
Yes.
So that's a pop-up. So these are some important technical terms in e-advertising which you need to know. Web banner advertising. And of course, the types, we are also going to come to web banner and AdSense. Before that, just simple advantages of e-advertising. E-advertising is obviously, if you compare to huge advertisements, as I said, even if I put 5 lines in the newspaper, it would cost me 20,000 rupees possible. But here it's much more low cost as compared to print and TV online banners. E-advertising is very cheap. Okay, it is cost effective. There's a wide reach. You can reach many customers because nowadays the dependency on internet is very high. In fact, you will be seeing that even people are making videos at home and putting online today so that everyone can be occupied in such times and even have a look at them. Instant results. The customers can see the ad, shop, buy without leaving home. People blog nowadays a lot, making recipes at home and putting on blogs. So, you know, lots of things you are doing over the internet, right?
Keep people occupied.
Keep people occupied. So, Muskan, you can make a cake on your own birthday today, right?
Ma'am, I'm doing it today.
So,
Even I will make a cake for you here.
Thank you.
so customers can see the ads, shop and buy without leaving home. It is a very convenient way of doing. As I said, lots of advantages are there of e-advertising. Monitoring. The success of an advertising campaign can be tracked easily. You can understand that which ads are doing well on the internet. In case of a brochure, it has to be first printed, then it has to be distributed. It will go through the ad agency, the print media will come. So lot of time and effort is involved. Okay, but on internet, the response is immediate. Campaigns can be tested, fine tuning can be done by just switching out on the banner ads. So it makes campaign very, very effective. Constant exposure, 24/7. When you go out, then you will see the hoarding. But now sitting at home, no hoardings we can see. But we can see the ad on the internet all the time. Geo-targeting. Geo-targeting basically targets a group of people, okay, a particular locational group. It is possible to ensure that the ads are viewed and clicked by desired geographic and niche audience. I'm targeting a particular group of audience. So that's why in those categories, when those type of people are going through the browser, that is the time these advertisements will feature more. Localized messages can be created for specific gender groups like age, gender, religion, location. That is called a localized message. So these are the basic advantages of e-advertising. Any difficulty, not understanding? It's an easy topic actually, because you can relate to it. It's very much, you know, like what we do in our day-to-day lives. This chapter is very much interrelated to that. Then is e-advertising suffers from many kinds of disadvantages. Overload. If obviously every advertiser wants the consumer's attention, so too many ads, if they get cluttered together, it creates an overload on the website. It becomes essential to create campaigns that would emotionally connect with the target audience. See, it's very important that when I'm trying to connect, if I'm making an ad campaign, like today because of COVID-19, the kinds of ads which are coming or the small videos which are being uploaded, you should be able to connect with them. If you're not able to connect, then the ads have no meaning. You will just try to skip the ad and move forward. Second is too much of data. Okay, what is happening now? We are constantly trying to delete data because of the overburdening of data on the websites, and e-advertising can create lots of confusions because of this. It is therefore necessary to decide in advance the indications of success. Okay, the impressions, the clicks through sales. If the ads are too long or there are too many advertisements being cluttered together, what happens is the person who's wanting to do the shopping, he might, you know, lose interest, or what he's trying to watch, he may just want to switch it off and go off if the advertisements are too much. Too many choices. It is difficult to identify the websites that will target the audience in the most effective manner. The advertiser has to search for those niche sites for his products and services. He should know which is the site the customer is going to visit regularly. Any and every site, if he tries to put his advertisements, it will be of no effect. Limited scope. A large number of consumers in India still rely on the traditional forms of advertising. So online advertising is used together with other media as well. So scope is limited. You cannot constantly only do online advertisement all the time. Then comes controversy. Several online advertising practices are very controversial today. Regulations are increasing, online ad values may not be adequate. Some publishers also hide their content behind paywalls due to decline in revenue. Risk, as you know, anything to do with the internet will always cause an e-risk to you. E-advertising can cause serious damage to the company's image if the ad is not done properly. Okay, say let's take a Shoppers Stop, a very big brand. You love to go to Shoppers Stop, spend time there, shop there. Suddenly an online Shoppers Stop ad comes, which is very not pleasing to the eye, or you're not liking it. It would kind of spoil the image of the particular brand. So you have to be very careful when e-advertisements are made. Of course, internet is, once something is published on the internet, it becomes almost impossible to remove it. You know the kind of cyber crimes which have been taking place. So people may take advantage to even malign the names of these big companies. So consistent monitoring and control is essential. The two important types of e-advertising, if you see, web banner and AdSense. How many of you have heard about AdSense advertising? It's very, very common. AdSense. This is on page 50. We are doing both of them. AdSense is basically promoted by Google today. Okay, most search engines like Google use AdSense advertising for their promotion. Okay, through the Google server, you can enter and AdSense advertising is done. It's one of the engines of Google actually, AdSense. When a search is entered, first the links would appear. One of the very common ones. In fact, anytime you go and click on internet and you put AdSense, the first icon you will see is of Google. You can try it out and see. Web banner advertising. Web banner, I've already told you, under it the background of the website needs to be given. And of course, it is most popular in two kinds, pop-up and flash. What is pop-up? I've already told you, a new screen suddenly pops up and opens by itself. In floating advertisement, a floating ad moves across the screen. Like you are seeing something and the ad will constantly be moving. That is called floating advertisement. Clear? Any questions with e-advertisement and e-tailing you can ask? Anyone?
No,
Not
ma'am.
clear? Chapter is being easy. Anything to ask? No, no difficulties. Great.
Yes.
So can we go to e-marketing then? We have 6
Yes,
minutes. I
ma'am.
think we can do till e-marketing. We'll stop today with e-marketing. Okay. And e-security I'll do later. E-marketing, if you can look at the picture, it says e-marketing is nothing but electronic marketing. It is the process of marketing a product or service on the internet via email and wireless media. Okay. We've done what is marketing. It is the starting from research, designing, planning, pricing, promotion, and feedback. All the activities is nothing but marketing. That can be also done electronically today. This is also known as internet marketing, web marketing, digital marketing, and online marketing. You should know the names. Sometimes they may not ask you e-marketing. They'll say define digital marketing or define internet marketing. So it means the same thing. They're just different names given to it. Types of e-marketing. Okay, the 5 important types of e-marketing are article marketing, affiliate marketing, video marketing, e-marketing, and blogging. Any idea what these are? Who can explain? Anyone? I'm waiting before I start.
Ma'am, I have heard affiliate marketing, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, great. So let's start with your question only. Affiliate. Generally, affiliate means what?
Clients?
No. Affiliate means like a support system. Okay. This is affiliated to this. Okay. You need a support. Now, affiliate marketing is very interesting. What actually happens is here, you have an affiliate. He acts as a support to the particular company. Now, he is going to make a tie-up with the company. He will tell the company that I am going to connect, and he is going to take the product, services, whatever data of the website, and he's going to put it through his server. And moment the customer clicks on it, customer will get connected to it, and he's going to start doing the shopping and buying of the goods and services. When he does that, what happens is this affiliate person, he is going to get some commission on the sales which are done by the company. So actually the affiliate is acting like a support system, just like you have a salesperson, right? In original marketing, in personal selling. Here we have affiliate. Affiliate is nothing but he's a person who's trying to increase the sales of the company by his own means. The moment he's going to create a website or he's going to create an ad server, which the customer clicks on, the customer is going to order the product and service, and that data will be sent to the company that the company has been successful in doing the sale. When the company gets successful in doing the sale, company has not put any efforts for it. Remember, the affiliate has put the effort. But what is the affiliate's benefit? He is going to get some commission on it. That is affiliate marketing. I hope I made myself clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. If you want, later I'll be sending a list I'm going to make of the things which are not put in details in the book. Like I told you, consumer awareness, moral advertising. So here they have not explained any of them. I will explain each one of them to you, and then I will be giving the notes thereon. Okay. We just have 3 minutes. I don't know how I'm going to finish, but okay. Because you all have been late today. Krishna joined in late and 2-3 of you joined in late. Okay. Then comes article marketing. Article marketing is also very popular. Any idea what is article marketing?
Like there are like people, the manufacturer makes essays or articles about the product and they give it to the potential buyers.
Somewhere you're correct. It is a branch of content marketing. Article marketing is basically content marketing. As you said, it is a type of, you can say, advertising in which the company is going to write and distribute some short articles. Okay, they're going to post some short articles to a range of outlets. It can be like an article bank. it could be a forum, it could be a newsletter, it could be a publishing firm. Anyway, these articles will be sent by the company. Okay. Once this is done, this will gain a huge number of online audiences. Obviously, if I see a nice published online article, I would want to read about it. Okay, what is this particular brand trying to sell, right? Another main purpose of this kind of marketing is also to build a lot of backlinks for themselves. Okay? This kind of marketing strategy can help marketing to acquire new kind of visitors who are going to visit the website. And article marketing is also very less costly for the companies, because you're just going to publish one article and you're going to send it to the publishing house and it can reach the audience at large. Is it clear? Any difficulty with article marketing? Okay. Then comes email marketing. This is also very easy. Email marketing.
Like direct mail advertising.
Correct. Email marketing is nothing but the act of sending a commercial message, typically to a group of people using an email link. In broad sense, every email sent to a potential or current customer could be considered as email marketing. And email marketing, the biggest advantage is you can send to many people at the same time. Right? That's a very big advantage of such marketing. It involves huge emails to send to advertisements, request businesses, or you can also do many kind of sales activities through it. Email marketing strategies seek to achieve one or more of the primary objectives of loyalty, trust, and brand awareness.